how to 3x your coaching business without more followers. And 3x is actually pessimistic here. So for us at Bulletproof Cycling, it has been a 10x. And for context, Bulletproof Cycling is the business we run ourselves. It's right now the biggest cycling hub in the world, focused on longevity, and we're doing consistently over 100K months, which is pretty solid in the space we're in. So let me explain you how you can do the same, just like reframing the model. So just like short teaser, the model is the actual lever, and that's what made all the difference for us at Bulletproof. So if we look at what most people do, and it's probably also like what you're doing right now and what we also have been doing back then at the start, they only focus on eyeballs, so they only focus on traffic, gaining more followers and growing the audience, which makes a lot of sense because if you gain more traffic, then you also make more money. It's just like you put more in and then you get more out. But the actual bigger lever is just like fix your model. And then once you fix your model, then you can actually gas it with the audience, because otherwise you're just like pouring more and more water into a leaky bucket. And this made no sense for us, and it also doesn't make any sense for you. So let me walk you through it. So if we look at your audience, the followers you already got, the audience as a breakdown, then you have different segments in here. And what you have to understand, first of all, is ICP. ICP means nothing other than ideal customer profile. And there are actually different ICPs in your audience. And most people don't realize that, because what most coaches do, they only have like one offer, the good old one-on-one coaching with themselves. That's also what Scott had back then. And they have nothing else. So they only tackle around 1/3 of their audience with that offer, because they have nothing else to offer and they can't create an ecosystem. And what we have done now, we just broken everything down and build an entire ecosystem for ourselves. So how does this look like? Instead of only offering one-on-one coaching, we offer people a low-ticket membership in the front end on Skool. So that's our base offer, so to say. And what we do here, it's really easy for us to get people in there with a free trial, and it's nothing else than a do-it-yourself membership. And the magic word here is community, because people make friends, they get to know each other, and they go on this journey together with others. They're also in the base membership, and it's nothing else, just like grouped training plans in there and a bunch of tools that enable them to go through transformation. And then people who need more help, or the people who have a little more money, they can go into our lead tier. This is nothing else than standard one-on-one coaching, but instead of having to hard pressure people up front doing the sales calls, they easily ascend here from the base. So it's more like purchases, which is pretty straightforward. And then always there's people who got the most money, usually entrepreneurs or people doing really well in life. For them, we got the VIP tiers, and that's what most people don't even touch, but they leave most money on the table here, because usually you can get the most money from the highest 1% of the customers, which is actually true. So what we do here, it's actually invite only, it's one-on-one with Scott as the creator, and we do events. These are our cycling adventures. We do them in Mallorca, and you might think, okay, that's completely crazy, but hear me out. There's always people who want more and also got the money, and if you don't enable them to let them buy more from you, they won't. And what we do with VIP, we just like are able to give people an option, just give us a lot of money. And we also don't discount our time, or you don't discount your time as a creator in the coaching. Because what you have to understand about the coaching with the elite here, Scott is not doing this as the creator. This is done by other coaches, and we only pay them a fraction of what the client pays us here. So that's the ecosystem. And as we pull this off, we now, instead of only having the coaching tier, we basically also remove the entire hardcore sales process, because it's really easy to get people in with the free trial for the base. And then we are able to tackle all our buying segments in our audience. So the base, the people who want more help with coaching get a little more money, and the top 1%, the VIPs here. And what does this mean for you, and how can you leverage the same to 3x your business? Pretty straightforward, you just like model the same. So if you're right now only doing one-on-one, like most coaches, what you basically do, you just like create a club yourself on Skool, then you get your base in place, and then you can layer your VIP on top. So if you look at that, and then you basically just like make a simple plus elite, and then a plus VIP, then you are at your 3x, I promise you. And as I said, 3x is conservative, because what you also get through building the ecosystem, you get people in who then build way more trust, and you get way more buyers for your coaching. So 3x is the minimum you get here. And then what you do after you have done that, this will take you around like 3 to 6 months. It's a pretty clean SOP. You just like pull it through. After you've done that, you go back all the way to start, and then you focus on the eyeballs, because then you have a way better ecosystem, a way better machine, and then you can put the foot in the gas and make way more money. And you actually make at least 3x more for every eyeball you get, or for every new person you get into your ecosystem. And that's why this makes so much sense. But most people or most coaches will spend forever, for eternity, only focusing on getting more eyeballs instead of just fixing their bucket and making more with this model. So this is like the biggest cheat code and the biggest hack you can have, just like understanding ICP and then like different segments of buyers in the audience, and basically giving everybody what they want, and basically just like making software available and plugging everything together into an entire ecosystem. This has taken us 2 years to just like crack all this out and put it together like this, that it makes so much sense. But you can now just like take this video, model it for yourself, 2 to 6 months, and make more than 3 times what you make right now. So just like adding all the segments together. Yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you later.